ask you to please introduce yourself and introduce your company.
Okay, so I'm Brice, I'm French. I work with talabat in UAE. Talabat is an online delivery platform of quick commerce. And we are only online.
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about talabat and Mart.
So talabat was originally a food delivery platform operating with the major brands of restaurants you can imagine. And 3 years ago, just before the pandemic, they thought that they could probably go in the quick commerce area if there was room for that. Since then, we're operating with triple-digit growth year on year.
Perfect.
Up to the point where today we are above 25% market share in our own country for online retail, competing with giants like Amazon, Carrefour, and all the major retailers that try to enter the quick commerce and online range. While in reality, we are pure play. We do only online, and I think that's why we're successful. Is that there's no safeguard. We have to succeed, and that's the business model.
Very, very good. Can you tell me some of the main differences between regular trade shows and B2B meeting events like this?
I've done many food shows and trade shows from Russia to Australia, and it's always the same nightmare. It's crowded. There's no quality time to speak with anybody. You see a nice booth and it's busy and you say, okay, I'll come back, and you don't come back and you miss opportunities. And when you find something, another guy comes, and then you don't have the quality time to speak to manufacturer like it is organized here. I think organization is the key. The regular food trade show are not places I want to go anymore because you don't find time to meet. You know, you don't have time to discuss. You don't have time to go straight to the point, and there's no background. While in this system, we are meeting manufacturer where we want to meet. They know who we are because there's a brochure attached to that. So the organization itself is the preliminary discussion of the meeting that we have. And then we have a 20-minute slot to discuss business only. So whether we're interested, if we are not, we at least give feedback on the market where we operate to manufacturer and vice versa. But it's always extremely interesting because if I'm not interested in the product, I understand new trends, I understand what is done in certain markets. So it's always beneficial.
Very good.
I'd better sacrifice a full day of back-to-back meeting instead of roaming around in a 20,000 square meter area where eventually I don't meet anybody. I just collect brochure and it's out of context.
And how was the supplier selection process for talabat?
Because it's a thematic, basically I'm interested to meet as many as possible. You don't really see opportunity through a catalog. Is when you see sample and you discuss with somebody because they may have something but produce something else for another country, for example. That's one. Two is the filtering of the manufacturer based on their producing capabilities and certification. So that's not something you really assess when you go to a food trade show. They will tell you I'm the best in the world, this, that, but there's not a system or a company that will arbitrate and check those facts. Are you really certified? What are the certifications that you have? What are the countries where you operate? And that's something Wabel does very well.
Perfect. And last but not least, can you define Wabel in one word?
Organization, I would say, because I mean, from the moment I arrive to the moment I leave, I know that everything is really well set. The timing with manufacturer, the sampling, the activities in general, everything is really set properly. So it's fast meeting, but in reality, it's super well organized.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Brice. It was my pleasure.